One thing I admire most about Jim Rohn's teachings is how practical they are when life doesn't go as planned. He never sugarcoated reality. He told the truth. Setbacks happen to all of us. No matter how smart, prepared, or disciplined you are, life can knock the wind out of you. A failed business, a lost job, a relationship that ends, an unexpected crisis. These moments test who we really are. Years ago, I faced a crushing setback in my career that left me questioning everything. I remember listening to Jim Rohn's tapes late at night, trying to find my footing again. It wasn't a motivational pep talk that saved me. It was his timeless wisdom about resilience, responsibility, and perspective. Jim taught that setbacks aren't the end of the road. They're part of the road, and how you respond makes all the difference between staying stuck and bouncing back stronger than before. So today, I want to share 5 powerful lessons I learned from Jim Rohn that have helped me and countless others bounce back after a major setback. The first lesson Jim drilled into me was this: take responsibility, even when it hurts. When something goes wrong, our first instinct is to blame someone or something else. It feels good for a moment because it relieves us of the burden. But Jim taught that blaming never fixes anything. It just hands our power over to circumstances. I'll never forget his words: "You can't change the seasons, but you can change yourself." That truth stung at first. It meant I had to stop pointing fingers and start asking better questions. What part did I play in this? What can I learn? What can I do differently next time? When I lost that job, I wanted to blame the company, the economy, anything but myself. But deep down, I knew there were things I could have done better. Once I owned my mistakes, I stopped feeling helpless. I felt human again, capable of changing, improving, and bouncing back. The second lesson is to change your perspective from loss to lesson. Jim often reminded us that life's most valuable wisdom rarely comes during the easy times. It's the tough seasons that teach us the most. He'd say, "Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better." At first, I didn't want to hear that. Who wants to see the silver lining when you're hurting? But looking back, every setback that felt like a door slamming shut was really redirecting me to a better path. After that career loss, I made a habit of writing down every lesson I could find in the pain. I asked, what did this teach me about people, about business, about myself? That simple practice transformed my regret into a roadmap for my next opportunity. When you treat your setbacks as expensive education instead of pointless pain, you bounce back wiser, not just older. The third principle Jim ingrained in me is to take immediate small action. One reason setbacks keep us stuck is because we wait to feel ready before we move again. We wait for clarity, energy, or motivation to magically reappear. But Jim's voice echoes in my head. Motion creates emotion. You don't get your fire back by sitting in the ashes. You get it by doing something, anything. After my setback, I stayed paralyzed for weeks. Then I remembered what Jim said: action cures fear. So I set one tiny goal: send out 3 resumes that day. The next day, make 5 phone calls. The next, update my skills for an hour. Were these actions earth-shattering? No, but they woke up my spirit. They reminded me that progress, even microscopic, is stronger than any setback. Jim taught that the key is to lower the bar when you're down. Don't expect to rebuild everything overnight. Just build something today. Small actions compound into big momentum. The fourth lesson is to surround yourself with perspective lifters, not pity partners. Jim was adamant about this. He'd say, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." After a setback, you'll find 2 kinds of people: those who feed your excuses and those who feed your resolve. In my low moments, some friends meant well but kept saying, "You're right, life is unfair, just rest, don't worry about it now." That kind of comfort felt nice, but kept me stuck. I needed the people who'd remind me, "Yes, this was hard, but what's your plan now? How are you going to bounce back?" Jim's advice helped me become intentional about my circle. I started spending more time listening to growth-minded mentors, reading biographies of people who overcame worse, and attending workshops. Their stories gave me courage that mine wasn't over. It was just in a hard chapter. If you want to bounce back, audit your environment. Trade pity for perspective. Trade drama for direction. The fifth and final lesson Jim gave me is one I hold closest. Keep your vision bigger than your setback. It's easy to let a failure become your new identity, to tell yourself, I guess I'm just not cut out for this. But Jim taught that your past is a place of reference, not residence. He used to say, if you have a clear enough why, you can figure out any how. That truth saved me when I wanted to quit. I stopped obsessing over what went wrong and started revisiting what I really wanted my life to look like. I wrote it out in vivid detail. My income, my daily routine, the kind of impact I wanted to make. Suddenly, my setback looked smaller next to that vision. Instead of seeing it as the end, I saw it as a plot twist, a lesson, not a label. Today, whenever life throws a punch, I pull out that vision again. I update it. I read it. I let it pull me forward instead of letting my past pull me back. So here are the 5 keys I learned from Jim Rohn to bounce back stronger. 1. Take responsibility, not blame. Own your power to change. 2. Find the lesson in the lost pain is your most honest teacher. 3. Take small, immediate action. Momentum is your rescue rope. 4. Stay close to perspective lifters. Borrow belief until you have your own. 5. Keep your vision clear. Make your future louder than your failure. Jim's wisdom didn't erase my setbacks, but it gave me a framework to handle them with less fear and more faith. And that, my friend, is priceless. If you're facing something that feels too heavy to recover from, remember, your story isn't finished. Your setback is just a chapter, not the title of your book. Take responsibility. Learn the lesson. Move a little each day. Lean on strong people and let your vision guide you. One of the greatest gifts I received from studying Jim Rohn's teachings is the ability to make clear, confident decisions without getting stuck in overthinking. Before I internalized his wisdom, I second-guessed everything. I'd analyze every option, worry about mistakes, and stall so long that life would choose for me by default. Jim had a simple way of putting it. Indecision is the thief of opportunity. He meant that success doesn't always belong to the smartest person in the room. It belongs to the one willing to decide and act. If there's one thing I know for sure, it's this. The faster you can make sound decisions, the more momentum you create. And momentum is worth more than perfection every single time. So today, I want to share 5 life-changing lessons I learned from Jim Rohn about how to make better decisions faster, so you stop hesitating and start moving toward the life you want. The first lesson is one Jim repeated often. Decide based on principles, not just emotions. Early in life, most of my choices came from how I felt in the moment. If I felt tired, I'd skip the workout. If I felt afraid, I'd back out of the opportunity. If I felt unsure, I'd postpone the call or the meeting. Jim's teachings woke me up to a simple truth. Emotions are temporary, but principles are permanent. He'd say, don't let your moods control you, let your values guide you. So I learned to anchor my decisions to clear principles. For example, discipline over comfort, long-term gain over short-term pleasure, character over convenience. Now, when I face a choice, I ask, which option aligns with my principles? This filter cuts through emotional fog and makes even tough decisions clearer and quicker. The second lesson Jim taught me is to gather enough information, but not too much. This was huge for me because I was a classic overthinker. I believed that the more information I gathered, the better my decisions would be. But Jim reminded me, if you wait until you know everything, you'll never do anything. He explained that smart people gather enough facts to make an informed choice, but they don't drown in data. They set a time limit for research and then act. I started applying this by giving myself deadlines. If I needed to decide on a project, I'd research for a set number of hours, then commit. The result? I wasted less time in analysis paralysis and gained more time for implementation. Jim's voice still echoes, you don't need perfect information. You need enough to get moving. The rest, you'll figure out along the way. The third lesson is one of my favorites. Don't fear mistakes, fear inaction. Jim taught that mistakes are rarely fatal, but missed opportunities often are. He'd say, "You can always correct a decision, but you can't correct a missed chance." In my early days, I avoided decisions because I dreaded being wrong, so I'd delay, hoping for certainty. Meanwhile, opportunities slipped through my fingers. Jim flipped my mindset. He made me see that mistakes are feedback, not failures. Each wrong turn teaches you how to navigate better next time. The real tragedy isn't deciding wrong, it's never deciding at all. Nowadays, when I catch myself hesitating, I remind myself, I'd rather adjust than regret. That shift alone has made me faster and more confident in my choices. The fourth lesson Jim gave me is to trust your gut, but train it with wisdom. Jim used to say, "Your intuition is educated by your experience." In other words, your gut is only as good as what you feed it. If you want reliable instincts, you have to stay a student. For years, I thought trusting my gut was reckless, but Jim taught that successful people develop a pattern recognition that guides them quickly. They study, they learn, they reflect, and all that experience becomes an inner compass. So I started reading more, talking to mentors, and reviewing my own wins and losses. Over time, my gut got sharper. Now, when I feel that quiet nudge, I trust it, not blindly, but because I know I've trained it well. If you want to decide faster, feed your mind daily. That way, when it's time to trust your instinct, it's not a wild guess, it's wisdom in disguise. The fifth and final lesson I treasure most is this: once you decide, move immediately. Jim was clear about this. The longer you wait after deciding, the weaker your commitment becomes. He'd say, "Don't leave the scene of a decision without taking action." I remember countless times when I'd decide to start a new habit and then talk myself out of it by waiting until tomorrow. Jim's principle forced me to act in the moment. Send the email, make the call, block the time in the calendar, tell someone my plan. This habit of immediate action builds unstoppable momentum. You don't give doubt time to sneak back in. You teach your mind that you mean business. So here's how I now summarize the Jim Rohn method for making better decisions faster. 1. Filter every choice through clear principles, not moods. 2. Gather enough information, then stop and commit. 3. Accept that mistakes are part of mastery. Inaction costs more than errors. 4. Develop your instincts with learning and reflection, then trust them. 5. Take immediate action while your commitment is fresh. Strike while the iron is hot. If you apply these, you'll move faster than 90% of people stuck overthinking. You'll learn on your feet instead of waiting on the sidelines, and you'll build a reputation with yourself and others as someone who gets things done. Jim Rohn's wisdom rescued me from the trap of indecision, and I promise it can rescue you too. If you're facing a tough choice today, a job offer, a project, a conversation you're avoiding, run it through these 5 filters, then decide, then act. Don't fear being wrong, fear being stuck, because in the end, life rewards the doers, not the doubters. And as Jim always reminded us, indecision is the thief of opportunity. Don't let it rob you one more day. Decide, act, adjust, and keep moving forward.